Hello and welcome back to Desmin's Creek, our 5th edition live play that meets on Wednesday nights. Last time, the players finally made it back to the surface world as they returned from the Underdark to their home city of Volinar in Bromdor in our world of Amaranta. On the way, as they re-emerged into the sunlight, they saw that the path between them and the city was marred by a storm cloud and stopped to investigate the lightning rod thereunder. Once there, they met with a halfling who introduced himself as Jubble at first, and then upon recognizing Vulcan, broke his disguise and said, "It's me, Jebel, your uncle." They talked about what he was doing with the lightning rod. He was testing it and trying to figure out how it worked so that he could replicate it for his hometown. And then once he learned that the party was trying to get back to the city, he said, "Well, I can help with that," and opened a portal for them through a tree. They stepped through this tree out into the playground of an orphanage that for some reason Spider is aware of. And there, they worked out a deal. Painstakingly, very carefully, worked out a deal with the operator of this orphanage to allow Serena to stay there while the party figures out what it's safe to do with her going forward, as it is potentially very dangerous to her life, her impact on the city's politics, should people find out whom she is. So, the party from there split up a bit. Morgan and... alright, that's why I had Morgan here. Morgan staying with Serena. I thought I remembered somebody else saying that. But anyway, the rest of the party returning to the headquarters. Reggie took the drow and started going over his botanical garden and learning what he could from the man about mycology, while the rest of the party went to speak with the Tiger's Eye, pressing her on what she would do in the scenario that the party has to do something drastic about the person she has known as Claire Evenhand over the last 10 years. They were able to determine that the relationship between the Tiger's Eye and Claire extends only as far back as when Claire took the throne and no further, and that the Tiger's Eye is rather in favor of what this imposter has been doing, so if the party can, find a way to give the real Claire the life she wants while leaving fake Claire on the throne, maybe that's best for everybody. But a second problem has arisen. As they re-entered the city, the party has realized that a holiday is ongoing wherein everyone is wearing blue. And through some interrogation of their own memories, they realize that, and asking around as to what this is all about, because they don't remember a holiday today, they find that this is the Unification Day celebration, where the drow were integrated into the city 10 years back. Which was a thing that never came to be because it was consistently voted down by the council working with Claire. And so, armed with this new knowledge, the party faces the fact that they must do something with the real Claire, find out more about the fake Claire, and the holder of the Hand of Cass is still at large and potentially causing very bad problems. So, that was a long recap, sorry, but, so, that is where we stand. Party, you have just been mostly brought back together Looks like minus Morrigan and minus Desmin, who is helping out the Tiger's Eye with some paperwork, since apparently she doesn't do quite as well with the paperwork when he's not around. But Reggie, you've been brought up to speed on this, and you're the one who realized who the missing piece of the puzzle is that would likely cause this celebration to exist, where it did not.
I'm just going to say, out of character, is erasing Ontus Burl from history really a bad thing?
That is a very good philosophical question that may, the answer to which may inform the actions of the party moving forward. So perhaps it is one to find an answer to.
So, I mean, we know the fucker that was stopping this correct holiday from happening. We know that the records that are kept are somewhat fuzzier on things that have changed. So, I mean, if we want to see what he was or was not doing, we can always try and see if we can find any records of, votes and things like that I assume are kept in the Temple of Arathis that Desmin would be able to find.
Rest of the party, less Desmond, you were all there to respond to these musings. And Morgan.
No, I'm not there. Oh, okay. No, the pause made me misunderstand.
Less Desmond and Morgan. Sorry.
Unfortunately, I can imagine many people had grievances with the guy, what with him being a fucker and all. So I don't think that helps limit our, search scope on who might be responsible. Because,
well, last time, if I remember correctly. Oh, after you.
But I think that gives us a point to go off of to use the... It was a spell that the Archivist shared with us?
Yes, which would allow you to track the magic of change.
It gives us a decent point to use that spell to try and figure out, what we can actually see from it and all that kind of stuff.
Out of character, who got disappeared?
Reggie had just...
A politician named Ontus Burl. That Reggie keeps calling the fucker. That he described... He mentioned that he was integral in the earlier workings of Claire's political council to stop good things like this holiday from passing, because he was the shittiest kind of centrist.
Yep.
And to be clear, this is a guess, not a. This is definitely the guy.
Yes, you don't have
this is
proof. You have evidence and thoughts.
That's true. Reggie's bias could very much be impacting, because Reggie's like, okay, if it was anyone, it would be this guy, who I clearly hate.
I can't believe the DM would be inspired by real-world politics when doing a political story. It's crazy. The Reggie in your head, you find, can admit that probably not nearly as many in the city as he would have liked hated this man.
well, not nearly as many people. I think he did a decent job of not being super well known, and also the people who would hate him are also not as likely to be the people who are in a position to have removed him from history, or the people who hated him in the same way that Reggie hates him.
There'd be a good number of those, yes.
Well, look, we can talk about making some bacon later. For now, I believe our immediate task was to get Serena moved to a Syndicate associated safe house.
That's gonna put a damper on Albarn's day.
Oh, I bet. But better safe than sorry, and quite literally in this case.
Is one of these places on the way to the other? Asking out of character again. Like, is Burl's office or wherever he would work?
So why don't you roll me a history check?
Last one. Why is it doing this? Alright, where's my... No, my history is not great. It's a 17.
17. All right. You're not. You didn't follow this guy's career super closely, but just especially since you're a little newer to the city, and just in the last, I think it was 6 years.
Thereabouts.
Yeah. But you still would have overlapped with him being in his position within the city's Democratic Council. And so, those people would have been people you would have wanted to know about, since they could potentially affect, your time here. So you would be aware, with a 17, that he hasn't been on the council in the last couple of years, just because he retired. So he probably would have been at home or doing whatever his old man hobbies are, which probably included not caring about the drow.
And Spider will look to Reggie and say, this Burl, was his home near where we are going?
And I roll history to know where this guy's house is, because that feels like information that Reggie would actually.
Oh yeah, I
have a
I'm
decent
convinced
chance of
that
being
your
aware of.
grandmother had a first name basis with this guy.
I'm using my advantage.
You roll a 1.
No, I rolled a 5, which gives me a 15.
Okay.
But
You can do better.
and now I got a 15, which gives me a 25,
Yeah.
which I think is worth it.
You know where this guy's summer home is.
Of course, it's the easier place to murder him.
I don't know why you would ever suggest such a thing out loud.
But yes, you know which building within the city he resided in. The question was posed is this close to where we're going? So I would need a reminder where the party plans to go.
I think the party is planning on going to the orphanage.
The orphanage. Okay. So the orphanage is in the old city, so it's not that far away, and he's part of the council, so I would say he's also in the old city, so it's close to anywhere you want to be as long as you're talking about old city. It's not a very large area since it used to be a fortress city. So the easy answer is yes. It might not be like right next door, but it's, within 5-10 minutes walking.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes out of our way. Cool.
Yeah. So, if Reggie shares that, Spider would then will respond. Perhaps we should try this spell in around his home to see if we find out anything. While we still remember to do it.
That's fair.
As long as we write it down, we should still have access to the information.
Reggie pats his bag and whispers, "Next time." He got excited when you were asking where this guy's house was. He's a little bit disappointed.
Is Reggie saying this about his Molotov, or is this...
He pats his bag as he says "next time" and looks at like a little bit, like mournful.
Next time, old friend.
Do we need Desmond to cast the spell, or any of the spellcasters capable of casting it?
Let me check my note on it.
Seems very reasonable that it could go either way.
Yeah. Since this was taught to you by an entity that is created by the power of a god, technically, but isn't really a divine force, this is actually, and it's a custom spell, it's going to appear on any list, so any spellcaster can cast it, but they need to have access to 4th level spell slots.
Okay.
No casting for me.
Reggie has 4th level.
Racial spells ain't gonna do it.
No. No, you actually have to have spell slots.
Has anyone said to Reggie where Desmond is?
He is definitely not there.
Where could he be?
I don't know. I just wanted to ask him.
Well, I was asking if anyone had mentioned to Reggie where he was, or if Reggie is about to ask where he is.
I don't believe anyone has mentioned it, no.
Okay. Wait, where's Desmond?
He's downstairs with the boss. Apparently the paperwork got a bit backed up.
Okay, so we're not going to have him for a bit. That's fair. That means one of us is going to have to take notes.
I can do a passport job.
Excellent. Do we know which safe house we're bringing Serena to?
I'm not sure, voice in the sky.
I'm just trying to remember quickly back to the conversation with the Tiger's Eye. But yes, I do. Word that you don't know yet. You know, the information that you have from the Tiger's Eye, I believe, was that she can make sure one's ready, and she just has to send somebody there to do that. So, you'll find out soon where to take her.
Right?
Probably when you go back to get Desmond.
I think we'll be getting both those pieces of information around the same time.
So your concerns about Serena's location are assuaged enough that it makes sense to go do the spell, get her, bring her here to find out about, to pick up Desmin and find out about the safe house, or you want to be able to bring her straight there?
Well, I think we could do that, but I think it's best to investigate that problem with the full team. If we wait until, if we do that first, then Morgan will be stuck with babysitting.
I am trying to parse out what your desired
All right, let me restate
order of
it then.
operations.
If we go from here to go cast a spell, and haven't gone and taken Serena's tip out first, we're not going to have Morgan. If we go and get Morgan and Serena and cast a spell, then we're spreading around more information about this and taking her into a very likely dangerous situation, which I also don't like. So I feel like unless we want to leave Morgan out of things, we should go get Serena, take her to the new place, then go deal with the spell.
Is Morgan going to want to leave Serena in the safe house?
Excuse me for one moment.
Based on her concerns about her safety, you would think that she wouldn't want that. Well, I mean, leave it up to the DM, I guess, what you actually think. But, like, yeah, I mean...
I think
yeah.
we've all been working closely enough together for long enough that we probably have a decent sense of that kind of thing.
Yeah, it seems like Morgan keeps Serena's safety as her primary objective from the Black Rose.
Right, then, out of character, then what do you want to do? Because that's, unless Christian had something, that's going to leave you kind of not doing anything for quite a while.
That's fine by me. I've had a long day, so I'm very tired. I don't mind if if you do a little without me. I'll just be listening in. I had to get up at like 5:30 this morning to go to Oslo for a meeting. So.
Oof.
Then, yeah, I guess spell first then.
Okay.
But we're waiting the same amount of time either way, because we either need Desmond or need the safe house set up.
Why do we need Desmond? Reggie can cast the spell.
What you couldn't? I guess I'm misunderstood.
I have fourth
He
level
said he has
spells.
fourth level spells.
Ah,
I only got 2, but I got them.
it's more than me. Then lead on. You know the directions. I'm sure you have a route plan. Don't keep us out of the public eye.
Oh yeah.
For no particular reason.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Welcome back. So, order of operations. Those of us here are going to go to the fucker's house, cast the spell.
Okay.
Go get Morgan and Serena and ruin Albarn's day. And then head back to the headquarters, pick up Desmond, find out which safe house, and then go there.
Okay, well, good thing he got paid in advance for something, I guess.
Oh, yeah, Reggie absolutely would have paid him for the day, no matter how much time was spent on the day. But yeah. So I think Reggie will probably be the one leading the way to Burl's house.
Okay.
He can spot that eyesore from a mile away.
Just doing a quick write-up.
Looks like someone's in trouble.
Apparently. Is it you?
No, I'm a saint.
Pretty sure that's a different guy.
What's his name? What did he call himself? Simon
Who?
Templar.
I will place this description in the Snark chat for those who might end up using this information.
Oral anomaly tracker.
Obviously, any of that is subject to potential change if I've done something strange or something isn't well explained enough, but that should hopefully cover what this spell you were given by the archivist needs to do. Those of you that are here, you are going to leave Desmin to continue helping the Tiger's Eye, and Morrigan is still at the orphanage, and you are going to head off to find the home of this Ontis Burl.
Yes.
Right. So you'll do that. You will have to leave the underground, rejoining the busy streets of the late afternoon of Volinar, especially in the old city, where a lot of the traffic here is people who deal more closely with the governance of the nation. These are a lot of diplomats of foreign nations, a lot of people who help in the decision-making or have pleas or lobbies to make for decisions to the city council, and then, of course, the council members. But, you know, there's also quite a lot of infrastructure here, being that there's going to be the movement of the supplies to sustain these people, foods, goods, these types of things. So it's the old city is lively, and this is what you are passing through as you make your way to the building that, Reggie, you are familiar with, and we can use this one, honestly. It serves.
We're gonna Boar Hunter Lodge.
No, not in this case. This'll do, though. You come to this man's in the
I
city.
didn't realize there was an up top now.
The up top has always been there. There just hasn't been anything to see up there.
I knew that there was the Dragonborn for scale.
Yes, there's always the Dragonborn for scale. But yes, there is. I will use this. I originally thought this would be something else, but it at least gives us something else to look at to understand this. And so you're going to come to this building, and you're going to see that there are gardeners working outside, maintaining the plants and the property. It's very much currently inhabited, and people are upkeeping it. Though, you know, you don't see Burl among them. Though that is unsurprising. He's probably inside working. Or just living his life.
Or not.
Or not. So, I have given you the description of the spell, which is a spell. You'll need to spend a 4th level spell slot. It is an action, and you need to be within 100 feet of where you believe this event took place, meaning that if you don't have a way to be sure, and you aren't close enough, it will fizzle.
Mm-hmm. I think that since we have everyone here, I have 2 4th level spell slots, so I think that Reggie would be more willing to err on the side of, like, sort of like one side of the building, try it, and then circle around and try again.
Okay.
As opposed to, like, trying to get like at the front door.
Yeah. Okay. So you can do this. You move up. It's only an action to cast, but it is still obvious magic that you're doing. So this catches the attention of the gardeners. These are, a bunch of working class folks, representative of several different races. There's, probably 5 of them in total scattered around the building, and 3 of them are at any given advantage to notice you wherever you are. So, as soon as you cast this thing, you're going to get some weird looks, and one of them is going to approach.
I think while casting it, Reggie's like playing with a coin and like he's casting prestidigitation just as a
cover
thing to do while walking around. Yeah.
Just
So I
cleaning
would
this
like
coin.
to roll just roll deception
Okay.
to try and get that. Why is it always a 5 on time? 24.
It is still going to be, like, even if that works as a cover for casting another spell, you're still very close to this building that is belonging to an important person, so it does not alleviate all suspicion of what's going on here.
It's one of the gardeners that approaches.
Yeah.
Reggie. Reggie's gonna start like talking to this guy about the like magnificent plants that he's working on, because I think Reggie is legitimately impressed with this guy's work. Like,
Okay.
Clearly he knows his stuff. He works for an asshole, but like, who doesn't, right?
I want to know, like, does that sentiment come across, like, maybe not so directly, but like, is that like kind of coming across it, like, I think you're doing a great job despite who you work for kind of verbiage?
I think
This man is a drow.
I think that would be difficult for Reggie to be like. Reggie would have to actively be hiding that sentiment about it, and so I think that does come through.
Okay. So the man that you're talking to is a drow, and he's going to thank you for the kind words about his work, and then digress for a moment. To say, it's really impressive what we can accomplish up here in the sun. It's not the fungus that I was used to back in the day, but these plants are equally beautiful.
I've recently I was down traveling around. I went to visit a friend in Umberlight, and I got to see some of that fungus. I want to find a book because there has to be somewhere written down. Although I don't yet read Undercommon, so that's a different problem. I don't think many of those books are going to be in common, but the things that they were beautiful down there, like the lights and
Yeah.
It continues going on about like mushrooms.
It's been a long time, friend, since I've been down that way, but there are times that I miss it. I've heard they're doing well though, which is good. Even if any, gestures vaguely at the house, not everything here is as perfect as one might want it. I'm still glad to be here. Did you have business with Mr. Hearn? You're walking the property, and again, I appreciate your eye to my work. But I have to imagine that you've come this close to the building and cast some spells because you intend to pay the Lord a visit. I can summon him
Exactly what
for
she would
you.
like to do.
I can have the house staff summon him for you.
I didn't catch what you had said, Derek.
I was just making a joke. Don't mind me.
Fair enough. I think that Reggie's gonna say the spell just a nervous tick with prestidigitation when I'm walking around. It's just a fun thing to do with my hands.
It is.
But I I've recently started learning how to talk to plants. They say very interesting things, and so just the gardens here caught my eye. To maybe chat with he points to a couple of the plants that are like particularly of interest to Ray.
He's going to like step bodily between you and any flowers there. And like, we actually would prefer that guests did not speak to the plants.
That's I
Mr.
suppose
Hearn's orders. He's very particular about this.
it's fair. It is probably a better way just to talk to you to figure out what you do for growing them than talking to the plants.
Sunlight,
Is that
good
something that
soil, and
happens
regular
regularly?
watering. Sorry, what was that, Vulcan?
Is that something that happens regularly?
Talking
People
about...
come and try to talk to the plants?
Thankfully, no. But we've learned many things over the last many years. So we're more careful than we once were. In the Underdark, it was spiders.
When I cast my spell, did I get any?
Well, let's do a quick measure,
Hang on
and,
it.
you know, if you're, say, here-ish. Oh, yeah. I'd say... that's good coverage. Yes.
Okay.
So you get a sense that there is or has been a temporal anomaly here, and the cause of that temporal anomaly, the Hand of Cass, is somewhere within the city northeast of you.
Okay.
Now, you also have the ability to check a little deeper by rolling your spellcasting ability on a DC 18, which can tell you the exact timing of the anomaly and the surface level thoughts of the creature that caused it.
Okay. Well, let's roll in the program instead of on.
Five.
Well,
five.
that's
better than
not a good roll. That's a bad roll.
So
I
it's
don't think I
like an
have
11 or a 12.
plus 8.
Oh,
Still.
that's a 15. So you don't know exactly
I don't-
when
I
this
don't
thing
know.
happened, other than that you wouldn't be getting a ping if it hadn't been within the last 72 hours.
Okay.
And you get no insight on the person that caused it.
So is that an ability check or saving throw?
It's rolling the spellcasting ability, sort of like doing a counter spell.
That make an ability check.
So can I add my Flash of Genius to it then? It says I can... When you
I
were another
suppose
creature,
so.
you can see within 30 feet. If you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll.
Yeah, as long as spellcasting ability check counts as an ability check. Title for
Why would
title.
Jack of all trades?
I mean, you
I
don't
do on
use-
counterspell.
Can you add Jack of all trades to counterspell?
It's an ability check that you're not proficient in.
Oh, hilarious.
It's anything that adds an ability modifier, which also includes initiative, weirdly enough.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, go for it. Do you have
Alright,
Jack of
then
all
that's-
trades?
I'm a bard, yeah.
But you have proficiency in your spellcasting, though, right?
So I guess that's are you? I was assuming it was like a counter spell roll of just the
Oh, okay.
spellcasting modifier, not the like, not the like attack roll.
Okay,
The-
yeah, then you
so-
add
so
Jack
yeah.
of all trades.
Okay,
And
so that
the
would still
5.
only put me up to a 14 total.
But with Flash
that
of Genius, that would put you up to a 19.
that does get me above an 18.
There you go. So all of a sudden, what does it look like when you do
Just like,
Flash of
oh, what the-
Genius?
I don't know.
He just looks at you with these
Just a light bulb.
beams come from his eyes. really intense. It hurts.
I just
why
eyes.
did you? Oh.
No, clearly.
I just, like,
you
whisper
let the
something
light
to his
bulb go
ear or
off of your
something, yeah.
head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just a light bulb appears. So yes, with a 19, you are able to get the sense that this anomaly occurred 2 days ago while you were in the Underdark still. And the surface level thoughts of the creature that cast this spell, which appear to be those of a humanoid in that they are intelligible to your senses, are concerned with making reality right. And concealment. Self-concealment. Those are their most surface-level concerns. Seem to be this zealous interest in correcting the problems with reality and keeping themselves from being found.
So, I do have one question about the tricky. Are these surface level thoughts on when the anomaly was made, or the surface level thoughts currently?
When the anomaly was made.
Okay.
Is at the time of the casting, which is verbiage I can add in there. I guess I thought that I had said that, but I didn't.
That was my assumption, but I don't want to assume with magic that's a good way to get yourself killed. Or, something worse.
There are worse things than getting killed when it comes to magic. I need you to make an insight check. Honestly, all of you.
Going by the roll, that's a 20. My passive insight is a 21.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Smart, I'm not that
My passive insight is a 17.
but I rolled a 19. So that's a 20.
Okay. Sorry, what was that, Spider?
It's either an 11 or a 17 if we're going passive.
Okay. And, Twilight.
Just rolled it 1 second. I want to grab the modifier. Left my dice out of reach by mistake. Let's see. Skills. Insight, you said?
Yes.
23.
Okay. So all of you are aware that repeatedly this man has indicated that this is the home of Mr. Hearn, which is not the same as saying Earl, which would be the expected name. Secondarily, those with a 20 and above remember the name Hearn very well as the name of the man that you had to go retrieve and deliver to the drow.
Oh, fuck.
Earlier on, I was going to ask if this Burrow guy was the guy that we delivered to the drow.
That had been asked last session, and the answer was no, he's not.
Yeah, I
but it's even
remember.
better, because now he's been replaced with that guy. Make reality right.
And I can pull him off to Drow again for fundraisers.
This guy was replaced with the racist, and that resulted in there being a day celebrating the drow.
Yes.
The racists that didn't have political power. There's a difference.
Ah.
The racist who was obviously racist versus the racist who was more palatable to the more liberal minds in the government. So they were allowed themselves to be swayed by him? Yes. And they didn't allow themselves to be swayed by the outspoken racist? Yes.
Reggie is going to, thank the guy for his time talking about all the gardening stuff, and basically be like, we should try and find a time to actually get together again. Like, I can buy you a drink and we can have a chat about like what you're like looking for to put in the soil and like all that kind of stuff. And things like that, as he's talking circles around to like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
because we have everything that we want.
You get yourself away from this guy, but like talking so fast, you can't really follow a lot of it. But as you meander your group away from the home, and he's given up trying to get you in touch with Mr. Hearn, you're going to hear as he stops over by one of the other gardeners and just say, "Hey, is there some kind of secret gardening organization that does like a drink night or something that I was never told about? Because I just met this guy."
It's like, wait, you talked to Reggie?
Like, have you not heard of his gardening club? We've done like these weeks, and but here's the address.
Why am I only just hearing
It
about
meets at a
this?
different tavern every time. It is surprisingly difficult to like get an invite.
Can't
like
get
an
you in without
underground
an
fight
invite,
club.
man. There's no plus ones at this one.
I have the idea. Somebody sends Reggie on a mission, and they tell him, "Leave no witnesses." And he's just there looking at every blade of grass.
I'm sorry, friends.
Like, oh my god.
Throws them all off.
Like a short strategy at that point.
Wow.
Is grass technically a plant?
Yeah, that's a weed, so yeah.
Yes.
It's more a plant than fucking lichen and mushrooms, which is what he's been
That's
talking to.
Yes, it is actually part of that kingdom.
That is absolutely true.
Look, the spell isn't speak with kingdom.
Plantifera? I'm just making shit up at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plant-
I know that grass is younger than you think.
Oh yeah. Let's speak with plants, but plants is in quotation marks.
It is now. So, after you get away from Mr. Hearn's abode, you make your way elsewhere in the old city, back to the orphanage, which you are only a couple hours departed from at this point. You find the children are still outside enjoying the afternoon, the waning afternoon sun as it heads toward early evening, and that Serena and Morrigan are alternately keeping an eye on them and entertaining or educating them. I leave it to your guess who's more successful at these activities.
Reggie's gonna say to Morgan, "Did you remember to bribe them with the chocolate?" I mean, reward
Allowed.
them. Excellent.
Several of these children just have brown streaks around their mouths. It's probably not dirt.
For most, it's
Reggie's just
chocolate.
like, "I'm gonna believe that that's chocolate. I have to choose to believe because otherwise."
The
No.
alternative is not something I want to think about.
So, for Morrigan and Spider, are you both concealing your weapons at this point? I don't imagine you're concealing armor, but you have concealable weapons?
I was going to. Spider might just stand at the gates, like outside,
Yeah.
visible but like keeping his distance.
I realized I didn't mean Morgan, I meant Twilight.
I mean, it's not the most concealed armor, but like there's still a cloak, especially with the anticipation of going out in public. would have left the mist cloak at home.
Alright. So it's a more normal-ish cloak.
Yes, but the weapons are fairly concealable. I assume the whip could kind of be wrapped like a belt or kept in the cloak, and the derringers are, they're derringers.
Yeah, they're
not
designed to be
only where they want to
hidden.
be.
Yeah. Alright, so Serena's going to approach the fence where you are loitering while the kids play. And she's going to say sweetly, "Well, hello, travelers. I wonder what it is you're doing on a fine day like this, near such impressionable children."
We're here to meet up with some friends of ours who.
I'd like to insight to know if she's putting on an act or if she actually doesn't remember us because of time shenanigans.
Roll insight.
That's fair. Reggie's assuming that she is trying to get the weapons
out of the
away from the
Underdark
children.
that we were directly involved with. I have full reason to expect this could have given her different reasons to be on the surface.
You do find that your memories of Ontus Burl are quickly fading.
That is a 19.
19. No, you feel very confident that she is putting on a persona as these kids, protector and teacher, while she is contracted to the orphanage. And that given the previous interaction with the proprietor of that establishment, your presence is not particularly sought out, and so she should be acting as protector by being between you and them and driving you away.
Indeed.
I have a question.
We'll leave it to Reggie.
A question from Morgan.
Since I have not been with the group when they discovered the whole celebration day thing,
Yeah.
have I realized that's wrong, or have I just gone completely aboard and think this has always been the case?
Well, I guess I'll
Which
just
is
check to
traditional,
see if
okay.
the kids are going to talk about it, but you're pretty much this place doesn't get a whole lot of visitors. So it's pretty much just you, the proprietor, the kids, and Serena. Let's see.
Because I'm totally on board if I just think that this has always been the case, and that I also get altered memories.
Yeah.
They show up and I'm wearing blue.
Yeah, at least one of the kids is wearing blue and laments now and then that they wish they could go and celebrate U-Day here. You can roll your intelligence saving throw to see if you remember or not.
Fucking brilliant.
So, you love U-Day.
Yeah, I got a 1 on die,
Yeah.
so that's intelligence and save, that's 2 in save, so that's 3.
U-Day is the best. Thank God the council never listens to that racist asshole.
Yeah, I'm wearing blue.
New Day?
Yeah,
I
Unification Day.
think it was Liberation Day.
Oh, it might have been that.
Yeah, you said Liberation Day last time.
Okay,
I
didn't
remember because...
I remember with Unification, but yeah, Liberation Day. So L Day. No, that sucks.
yeah, because
Look at
we have a
W of some
liberation.
kind.
We actually have a Liberation Day in Norway.
Oh,
8th of May.
That makes sense. It's when the golden jets and all that. Anyway.
Yeah, it is when the Nazi Germans left in 8th of May.
There you go. So Liberation Day. That's true. You just don't miss a beat when you don't remember something. You go with, okay, next closest thing I can call it, and then somebody will correct me or they won't.
Yep, no. I was just making sure I knew which the name was correct. That's all.
So, Liberation Day. Yeah, you love that. It's great. Kids love it.
Yeah.
People love it. Drow love it. It's great. And fuck those haters.
Yeah, fucking racism.
So, that's where you
Sounds
stand.
like a good way to make more of it.
Oh, I get what you mean. Shut up. So, Serena is clearly, trying to find out why you're here and, stand between you as the kids as she's expected to, per the job she's doing.
I got an appointment with Mr. Adresti to talk about a couple friends of mine.
I see. And I imagine that this is a gathering of friends, then?
Yeah, okay. I'm like, what exactly should I say? Yeah.
I will let him know.
Thank you.
She's going to disappear off to the house and come back several minutes later with the old man Adresti, who scowls at you as he walks out. And he gets very close up to the fence, leaning over towards you, Reggie, and says, "What do you want now?"
The situation has changed a little bit, and so we no longer need to supply you with the services of our two friends.
What if I still need the services of your two friends?
It's like, what if I still need the services of your friend? I mean, your two friends. Well, I'm certain that in the future, if you wish to contract for Serena services as an instructor, that is going to be between you and her. But as far as the contract that we are currently engaged in, I think we are at the end of it.
What? You're going to just take this windfall from these children's mouths?
I think Reggie gives him a look like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's going to be like, I think that the advance is going to put them on a very good position for everything that they might need in the foreseeable future, quite honestly.
He just throws his hands up and says, I can't stop you, but I do hope that you'll consider supporting these children's future again.
This is definitely a place that I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to as time goes on. And Reggie doesn't say that entire. There's like a little bit of a threat to it because there had been his comment about like making sure that the money was going to the kids.
Yeah.
But there's also like an earnest like it is entirely reasonable that Reggie will continue to donate money to this establishment.
Yeah, he seems to take everything that you say completely earnestly. You don't see like any guile or hint of suspicion anytime, or even like an awareness that you've been threatening. Like, he very clearly, however he uses the money, in his mind, it is completely, whatever he's doing is for the children. Whether or not that's 100% true is a little harder to pin down. And again, he does not dress like he's taking donations and spending them on himself. So he sees himself.
He might end up deciding that if he can, dress himself a little nicer, have a little bit more nicer things, that he can get money from, a higher echelon of society.
It could
and,
make that decision.
Might be, for the good of the children and like all that. But like that's not something that Reggie's concerned about. Reggie would be concerned about like embezzling as opposed to like actively trying to work for the kids. Yeah.
And whatever it is he's doing, he clearly isn't concerned that you think that about him. Yeah. Like, it has never... Your assessment of him is that the idea that idea has never crossed his mind.
And Reggie hopes that it never does.
One could say that his way he spends money isn't 100% efficient, but he has never thought of the children as something he can make money off of.
Yeah.
That is the best I can do for, like, the sense you get from this guy, just because of how earnestly he deals with you and how oblivious he seems to be when you make veiled threats at him.
Reggie respect. I think that's probably the reason why Reggie is actually like legitimately thinking about continuing to donate money to here.
He's like clearly never been in the world's the city's underworld. The sky is blue, and that's all he knows because he's seen it. All right, so he's going to turn to Morgan and Serena and say, well, thank you for your work with the children today. Hopefully, we can entice you to come back and entertain them, educate them. Again, rest their bruises, should they need that. Hopefully, he says, looking at Morgan, that won't be necessary next time.
It was once.
Come on, give me some slack.
It was twice, but I was counting. Any event.
Well, let me go get my things. Yeah, and Morgan locked away her weapons and armor so that she didn't look threatening to the children. So she's wearing like a blue worker's uniform.
Gotcha. Happy Liberation Day to you all.
Before he leaves, Vulcan will go up to him, sort of shake his hand. Thank you for your help, and we appreciate everything you do for the children. And he'll slip 5 platinum into his hand.
And you're at Tabaxi right now.
Oh!
Yeah.
God.
He's going to, he doesn't seem to know what to say to this, thanking he's getting from this Tabaxi he's seen the one time who didn't do most of the talking last time you were here. And he's going to, look at the offered hand a moment and then take it. And he's gonna say, oh, "Sure, you're welcome." And he seems to look down at the hand as you release it, leaving the platinum piece in his hand. And you turn to walk away, all cool. Guy goes, "Sir, you left your silver piece." He's gonna bite it. Am I? He turns to Reggie, with the platinum piece, the 5 platinum, sitting in his palm. And he just goes, what just happened?
Like I said, we appreciate everything you do for the children and your help here.
That's for the children. Spend it well. Reggie looks shocked.
Yeah, Morgan did not see this because she's changing.
He's beyond speechless. He's just staring into the coins in his hand and breathing. That's it. That's all that's going on. You can see he's just standing there as, wind blows across and tussles his hair, and he's just staring at these coins. Before he finally kind of shakes himself out and says, "Oh, well, yes, He just clutches the coins to his chest as he looks over you. There's tears in his eyes. He says, I have some ideas. I hope we meet again."
130 gold in one day. Or not 130, 170 gold. There was 4 plus. Yeah, I mean,
5 platinum, so it's 80 gold.
80. Well, I'm bad at math.
Plus however much Spider supplies to this place on the regular.
He's just going to slowly turn and walk away, a little stutteringly. After, stating once again he hopes that you'll come back.
Oh. The voice of the sky. What are the chances this orphanage gets hit with tax evasion and/or money laundering issues?
I mean, probably not high, just because, tax collection is just going to be based on, like, the building he's in and its documented incomes. So if he doesn't document it, who's to know?
Reggie's not the one to teach him about, like, the accounting tricks that he would. That would be a Desmin thing.
All right, so you have Morrigan and Serena. You have escaped both the orphanage and Hearn Manor.
Time to go and get back together with Desmin, who hopefully now has finished a decent amount of paperwork, and figure out about where we should be going next.
Sounds like a plan.
I don't think that Reggie had shared any of the information about what was gleaned from the spell with the party yet. Just because he'd be concerned about saying that kind of stuff while we were not fully secure.
Private.
And to avoid retelling Desmond.
Mm-hmm. So you're going straight to the Tiger's Eye, just to double check and make sure that's what you want.
I believe so.
The whole
Did
party
figure out
plus
where the room was
Serena.
first.
Hmm?
Well, if we know where the room is, we take Serena there first, but people wanted to
That's
stop
what we
before we
do
found that
now.
out. Correct.
You find that out from the Tiger's Eye.
Yep.
So I just want to make sure that
I
she's in the room with you.
would no,
Are you going to brief Morgan and Serena about what we learned?
Is that what Reggie learned from the spell, or what the rest of the party learned from the Tiger's Eye?
Both.
What Reggie learned from the spell is not going to be shared until we have Desmond.
Okay.
I would probably opt to keep Serena out of the hideout. Because even if we do trust Tiger, I don't necessarily can trust everyone in the place with this sensitive of information.
She is disguised.
Yeah,
That's true. I
that's
keep
to
forgetting
know.
that. But keep reading.
And
Then
most
do what you
people
like.
don't have a great reason to be working particularly closely with Claire.
Most people aren't even
Well-
privy to the relationship between the Tiger's Eye and Claire.
Well, it's not so much that. Expecting them to recognize her from the more public side of things, because she's still the ruler of the city.
Yeah, but like, I don't know how many people have a great understanding, like outside of like drawings, maybe. Like, how many people actually see her close enough on a regular enough basis to properly identify her, and also not just think that's somebody that looks like her,
Yeah,
and
like
not actually her.
even
like,
without
why
a
would she be
disguise,
here?
like why would she be here exactly? Like, you have a lot of things working for you in this disguise, is what we're trying to say. Just human nature in general goes to assume it's wrong when it sees something that doesn't make sense. Just go, well, I must have been wrong.
Also, I made a really good disguise.
You did.
Yeah.
You had the time, space, and tools to do it.
You can do whatever y'all like.
Alright, so if there are no other objections to bringing Claire here, then we will have Serena present. Alright. The party makes its way into the headquarters, past the guards, through the bustle of day-to-day life in the headquarters as packages are moved around, people come and go on their different assigned duties, goods and services get where they need to be. You do, on your way in this time, Reggie, spot Hunk as he's, carrying a box 3 times his own size over his head in both hands, in from the docks, and sets it down, and then, very, dramatically, reaches up to wipe his brow. Whew, that was hard work.
Oh, give me just a second. Reggie runs over and is like, hey, Hunk, I got a present for you. There's more where this came from, but we got to actually. I have some ideas about figuring out how to.
Too many words, so Hunk.
A contact, and he pulls out one of the mushrooms.
He's gonna get right up close to your hand, grab your thumb and pull it close to his face. He's examining it, turning your wrist without taking it from your hand. Oh, this is one of them. This is one of the good ones.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna take just a big snort of it. Oh. Hunk knows just what to do with this. You will give this to Hunk, yes?
Yes, use it in good health. Or not, I mean, that's up to you.
Hunk will be the strongest, biggest kobold. You have more?
I'm gonna be growing more. I have
Good,
some
you have more.
pointers from a good friend of mine.
Hunk will
Not
teach you
worth it.
recipes.
Ooh. I'm gonna take you up on that. Not right now, though.
Hunk has journal. We'll share.
Wonder if I could create a magic item that permanently gave him an enlarged spell.
He might have it covered.
I can always be bigger though. Dragonborn-sized kobold.
Jesus.
He says he will be the biggest, which would imply that there's a bigger one.
I'm gonna let that implication hang. Like the sword of Damocles. You give him this mushroom. He is incredibly excited about it, and you extract this promise from him to share mushroom recipes.
Excellent.
And he lets you return to the party. You see, he watches you go, and as you go, about to around a corner, you can see he turns back to the mushroom and just breathes deeply of it again. You can almost hear that. Yes.
Reggie just wants people to be happy, you know?
You head down. You speak to the guards outside of the Tiger's Eye's office, and after checking, as before, they let you in, closing the doors behind you. The Tiger's Eye and Desmin are currently going over documents that span the entire 3-sided desk that she has, as he's Desmond is standing over, pointing at different lines of the document and saying, well, I think, this part here might have been entered incorrectly, and this is what we need to,
Oh yeah. He's just going back and forth, every inch of the desk. Just keeps moving papers around, sometimes multiple times.
This is just terrible because Winston's there messing with the papers.
There is one point where Winston moves it and looks very smug, and Desmond's just like, no, that was perfect. And Winston looks sad about this.
Him and his little eye patch.
I do always hate to
Stuck to it
interrupt
at this point.
this kind of flow state, but I'm gonna do it. Reggie says.
Reggie, We are so close here. I can feel it. Maybe just another 2 or 3 days, and we'll finally have all of this in order.
2 or 3 days. We're so close. I just need a bit more time.
Is your a bit more time also 2 or 3 days?
I mean, I'd like to take even longer if I can.
Okay, you see, that's no longer a bit more time. That's like at the very least a lot more time.
What is so important? I have to be taken away from this.
Gestures at Serena.
Yeah, you recognize Serena, obviously. The Tiger's Eye seems a little confused by this strange woman in her office. Jade is going to walk up and start sniffing around the newcomer, and then sits down and begins panting.
With the most subtle name no one will know.
Look, we love Jade.
Jade's a great dog.
Very good dog.
We couldn't keep the mushroom dog, but we can keep Jade.
None of us are allergic.
That fucking pug.
I love that pug.
The Jade's going to sit down, bark, and begin nuzzling at her knee, and Serena will, surreptitiously pet the dog, who, of course, rolls over on her back to expose her belly, and Serena, crouches down, begins rubbing the dog's belly. Just going to say, I love your dog. She's very friendly.
Oh, Jade's great.
Tiger's Eye is going to say, yes, I find that she's great for making new friends. Speaking of, who are you, and why are you here? Why is she here, Reggie?
Well, this is Serena. We're taking her to one of the safe houses that we are trying to figure out which one it is.
You can see, her mind is catching up to what's going on as she's been stuck in paperwork hell for the last several hours. And you're just going to see,
one person's paperwork hell is another person's paperwork hell.
The frustration is slowly going to drain off of her face, and her expression is going to sharpen, and she's going to say, oh my goodness. And she's going to, push back from the counter and say, Desmin, save our place. And she's going to come around the desk to stand next to Jade. And she's going to crouch down, so that she's on level with Serena, and say, you're her, the Serena. You're Claire, aren't you? And Serena is going to... You're going to see that, her hand freezes for a moment as she's petting the dog before resuming again, and she says a bit strange. She says, I was. I'm told there's another now. I want to know what we can do about that and how I can have my old life back. I'm told by your people that you can help with that. She's, the Tiger's Eye is going to, she's staring at this woman who is not returning the eye contact, as she seems to be keeping her gaze strictly on the dog that she's petting. And the Tiger's Eye is going to straighten up, and she's going to look to the party, and say, this is a very good disguise. I did not recognize her at all.
Thank you.
You did this. That makes sense. You are very good job. Very good job, Morgan. Perhaps you can help me when the next holiday comes up. I have some outfits I want to try. And it needs a proper hairdo and makeup, I think. You might have some insights.
Sure, just let me know when.
Of course. I am sorry, but I find that I have a deep and very difficult to deny desire to... She's going to, like, kind of spread her hands at her sides a bit helplessly and say, see your true face, to understand if this person I have known as Claire for the last decade is so convincingly you. And at that, Serena is going to stop petting the dog, who looks very sad about that. You know, she's just like tail wagging, paws splayed in the air, and a tongue lolling out of her mouth, and then, you know, the tongue slowly like goes back in. You know, just the teeth because of gravity pulling on her cheeks. She looks longingly up, like, what did I do? Why did you stop?
Why do they hate me?
And Claire is going to stand up as well, looking to the tiger's eye for a moment before turning to the party, especially Morgan, and saying, I don't know that... I feel in exchange for this I do owe, but I don't know how comfortable I am. Morgan, can you put this back if we take it off?
Given enough time, yeah.
Are we very
Just
pressed for
gives a
time?
thumbs up.
Okay. The tiger's eye is going to indicate a basin, you know, behind a door in the back of the office, and Serena will disappear back there for several minutes. You hear, you know, water splashing and things of that, before Claire comes back out from back there, fully revealed, and looking very different from the Serena persona she was wearing, as she folds her hands before her and averts her gaze down as the tiger's eye approaches to see her more closely, examining her with her one good eye, as she whispers to herself, by the gods, you look just like her. I wouldn't have known. Well, the scarring, the time. The heirs have not been kind to you, have they? And Claire's going to shake her head, you know, silently, timidly, in response to this question. The tiger's eye is going to return to the front of the desk, to all of you. Oopsie. Not all of you. Leaving Claire over there for the moment. As she says, I do not know what manner of trickery it is that this other person uses. I still do not have proof that this is the true Claire, and that is the imposter, in fact, and it is not the other way around. But were I to assume that everything you have uncovered is fully as it seems, then I still could not tell you how this was accomplished. They are nothing alike in personality. I can feel just that in the way that she moves. But the face, the body, the hair, everything else, save for the effects of however she was treated in the Underdark, perfect replica. She's going to like stop herself for a moment, like her eyes trail off as a thought seems to come to her, and she's going to like kind of twist on her heel a little bit, turning her head back toward Claire. She's going to say, "Do you have a birthmark?" "Yes, I don't want to talk about it." "Perfect replica," she says, turning back to the group. Very almost unnoticeable blush beneath her eyes. "So, you will be putting her in one of our safe houses. I have one cleared out for the occasion, and you should be able to use it for at least the next few days. Obviously, this is of import, so we can move some things around to extend that longer. But how are you going to draw out this imposter? What are you going to do about them? And how can you not destroy the Syndicate in the doing?"
Step one, I believe, was to confirm the information we have, and then look to next steps.
Well, for what it's worth, I can confirm that at least she is a very good imposter. She says, gesturing over her shoulder to Claire. So, if nothing else, we are very certain now, I am, that there is an imposter. But I still don't know which one it is. So I am relying on you, trusting in your judgment, as ever I do, A-Team, to make sure that you out the right imposter and restore the right true person. "Serena," she says, seeming to think better of using the other name too loudly. "You indicated to my A-Team that you do not desire to rule this city, even should we be able to restore you and your identity to it. Is that correct?" And Claire back there is going to, fiddle again with the ring on her finger before saying, "I'm not sure exactly what life I'll be able to return to ultimately, but I've never had any reason to want to lead the city. If only that it sounds like a terrible amount of responsibility that I don't want." The Mages Guild was I thought that was my destiny. That I would serve in the Mages Guild under Nalia until magic could no longer sustain me. I don't know what I can do. If there's anything that Nalia can do, or if she'll even want me back. But I don't want to rule the city, and I don't know what you'll tell people if suddenly I were to step down. But maybe that's enough. The tiger's eye is going to turn to the party, eyebrows raised, inviting suggestions.
We still don't know whatever the intentions of the imposter are. We've done good work to help the city and promote peace in general.
Well,
I mean, if things are what they seem on the surface, which seems unlikely, but the only purpose we have at the moment, the most straightforward solution could be to have the imposter stop being an imposter, and if their intentions are still good for the city, which they have been so far, you could appoint them as your successor and step down. To get your life back, they stay in charge. But without the falsehoods involved.
And say that the imposter has been there since the liberation. Like, how come? How do we know like what replacing her is going to do to the drow? I mean, remember what this day is about.
The day that, like I said, it won't do anything if we replace the imposter with the imposter, just no longer posing. But like I said, that's only if things are as they seem, which is almost guaranteed to not be the case.
That's assuming we can replace them without people knowing. People will find out that there's been an imposter this entire time.
Not with the plan I literally just said. If we have the real one appoint the previously fake one, now assuming their own identity, as her successor, the real one could step down and go back to the life she had, while the imposter maintains the control they sought in the first place. It would be odd to have a ruler step down, but it's not, we're going to burn down the city with everyone in it, levels of destruction.
I think it would definitely be preferable that that does not happen.
But the only way that even remotely works is if the current ruler is an opportunist, not someone who had a hand in the disappearance. Because if our dear Serena was removed on purpose, I have no reason to believe they are going to have done something so heinous with purely altruistic intentions.
So we still need to gather additional information to know what to do next.
That is the next step. Verify the information we have, then seek more.
Means contacting Laramans.
Not necessarily. That would be the last resort we had.
Yeah, I can be sure that the Mages Guild is not in on this.
What? Claire at the back of the room says, "You think Nalia would do this to me? This?" She holds up her hand with the black ring embedded in the flesh.
I'm sorry, but I don't know her like you did. To me, she's just a powerful mage.
Nalia is a lot of things as a wizard, master of transmutation magic, but she was the best mentor, the best friend I had for a dozen years. Why? What does she gain by making this imposter the leader of the city and condemning me to this? You don't know her, so I won't. Trying very hard not to hold it against you, but it's difficult to hear such cruel things said of her.
I apologize.
Given what my father has told me of her, I do not think that she had anything to do with this.
I do not mean to cause you distress, but if protecting you and giving you back your life is our objective, with something that has been this secret, we have to consider everyone. I don't think we'll find anything, but we're going to look.
She's going to shake her head, looking up to the side, just, clearly having these angering thoughts. She's gonna say, it would have made more sense to suggest that Laramendis was trying to get rid of me. But even that's ridiculous to suggest because I don't think he knew my name. I was never a threat to his relationship with Nalia, even if I wanted to be. So
And
no.
Lara Mendes learned her name multiple times.
His friend, him and his friends did kind of help put you in power. You with air quotes around it.
Oh, they supported it once she expressed that as a solution.
He'd know better than I would.
I don't think Laramendis has ever been that concerned with political power. He's more interested in just accumulating knowledge.
He was a wizard and an elf, through and through. No, I don't think he was ever even aware of how I felt about Nalia. I don't think it would have crossed his mind to harm me this way.
Plus, as a scholar of Ione, a secret of this magnitude seems unlikely for him to be responsible for.
Scholar of Ione. The man's chosen now?
Yes, I suppose that hadn't happened last time you saw him, but...
She throws her hands up in disbelief. Of course! Of course.
Oh, I gently tap her on the shoulder.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just... it is a lot to deal with. Finding that no one even knew I was gone for the last 10 years. Wondering why no attempts were made to find or save me. And then to come back, worse for wear, she says again, waving her hand missing the ring finger. Find that not only have I lost Nalia to Laramendis, but he's gotten everything he could want from life, hasn't he? It doesn't serve to be envious. But it feels wrong not to be.
He has become a terrifyingly powerful mage.
Yes, of course. You said that he has a spell that can help prove or understand what happened to me. How can we make use of it?
Yes, first we'll need to know the exact date and place you were taken.
She goes back to petting the dog. And pulling it close to her as she squats before it. Jade, of course, loving this, wanting to lie down, but she's not letting her. She's just like hugging this dog. The dog's panting happily, tail wagging. He says, I told you. It was... And she gives the day and rough estimate of the hour that she was summoned to the palace and escorted there under Drow guard. Talks about how it was raining that day, and Nalia had left that morning to go to Tuca to meet with Laramendis and his friends. I don't know exactly how long I spent there because eventually they blindfolded me. But the interrogation went long, so I imagine it was at least the afternoon before anything changed. And then suddenly I was pulled out a window, out into the cold rain, and then underground.
You were held inside the palace?
Yes. Until a commotion started on the lower levels.
That was likely when my father and his party arrived.
Could have been. I didn't hear more than voices, shouts. But it all happened fast, relatively speaking. I saw Nalia that morning. We had been working on elemental grenades for the war effort, of course, against the dragons. I knew they'd be used for other things. I tried to talk her out of it. She said, "What else could we do? Of course they'll be used for other things, but eventually people will get bored of that in the next 50 or 60 years," she said. "They'll be commonplace, and we won't have to worry about them anymore." And then she said that she had to go to Tuca to give Laramendis his book back and tell him in person about the things going on here in Bolinar. The Drow taking over for the normal city guard. All the suspicious things that were happening at the time. All the things that probably should have been obvious what they were leading up to. In hindsight, they are. But that's hindsight for you, isn't it? That's all you need, isn't it? The day, the time, the place. The place was the palace. I walked there with guards, mostly at my own volition. It wasn't until I was inside that anything changed. I was blindfolded and interrogated. For hours.
Do you know where in the palace you were held?
I went up a flight of stairs. There's only a couple levels to the building.
Vulcan, according to your father and his stories, when did they first encounter her when they came back to the city?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was when they were like stopped and frozen, and Lynn came and helped them.
I feel like Vulcan should roll history.
I agree. Rolling history is a good idea.
Maybe that.
He does have
Get a
high
history?
intelligence, so...
Ew. Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration. That's much better. It's a 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah, dirty 20.
Alright. Yeah, with a dirty 20, you know the story that your father told you. In great detail, just because you have good memory for things. But, yes, Nalia and Kalimdar were informing the party of the situation in Tuca. Nalia had left because she was worried that the government might make a move against her, as she just delivered the grenades and was worried that her usefulness might have been outlived, figuring that Claire was safe since she was not the Archmage, just an apprentice. And then it was only upon, I believe, getting a sending from, Claire that something had changed, that she said, "We need to get back, immediately." That's what I remember.
Alright, he will relay that. So, did you send that sending?
Yes. Yes, I sent that sending. I thought that perhaps she would arrive in time to help me. The guards hadn't gotten there yet, but they came only several minutes later. Perhaps if she'd teleported immediately, a difference could have been made. But I'm sure that she was held up wrangling Laramandus and his friends into the portal. I never saw
the
her
voice in
again.
the sky. The voice in the sky. I think the real question I'm trying to ask is, like, when we first talked, when we first heard from her when we got back, was she in the palace all the time? To where if we had a, like basically, like, at what point can we start to verify that she was in two places at once, so that we know kind of who's who here?
Two places at once. I mean, she tells you that she was whisked out into the open and then into the Underdark around the time that the party... around the time that a commotion started at the palace. If the assumption that that's when the party arrived there is correct, then the Dirty 20 on history for Vulcan would confirm that Leah had headed upstairs while the party was trapped in the walls of force and found Claire up there in the dark. And then she and Lynn took down a bunch of mages that were maintaining those walls of force.
Okay.
So the only time that she was in two places at once is when Leah found her in the palace and when she went out the window, because she never knew what caused the commotion at the palace unless she's lying about that. Like, you can't prove any of this. You only have people's word. Both.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying. I just thought we had run into Claire at some point before we went into the palace, but I guess I was wrong.
No, you came back. So, speaking about the party in the previous campaign, you teleported back from Tuca, which lands you in the basement of the Mages Guild. And Nalia was aware that something was wrong because she was informed so she went cautiously up to find out what was happening with Claire, and that's when the party found out that Claire was gone and guards had been in the building. You went out to try and figure out where she was, and that's when guards found you. And Leah, posing as a drow, said, I found these people who need to be taken to the palace immediately. And this almost worked, but the guards kept pushing for information that Leah didn't have, and eventually it turned into a fight in front of the palace. But you never saw Claire until Leah came down from the second floor of the palace with her during the fight, or at the end of the fight.
So then the only way we could verify this information with Laramand's spell in mind would be to take it to where she was held and with the estimations of time, hope that we can see her being taken out of that area. Because if she's taken by anyone but the group,
So
then that means...
the Claire Leah came down with was the fake one?
Yep.
Bummer.
Bummer. It's not a bummer. This was a carefully laid out plan.
Yeah, but I mean, Leah thought she did so good.
Yes. Leah still
Which
thinks she
means
did
the plan
so
went
good.
well.
Yeah, the plan went great. I'm really enjoying the results of the plan. Don't worry, there's still more plan.
There's still more plaid. Tristan bringing us down after all this time.
Yeah, 5 years seemed long enough for you to let you ride a high. Time to destroy it. Oh, good.
Turns
There's a
out
puppy
you
in the room. I can
fucked
kick
up
it.
anyway.
Sorry, what was that, Jacob?
I just made a joke.
It was funny.
So, then, trying to use his spell, assuming that we have to have him to cast it, would be a difficult solution. So we certainly should start with the less costly or more common options. Unless one of you knows a way to sneak a prominent wizard into the upper levels of the palace to have him cast a spell. It takes how long?
An hour.
Spoken?
How long? Voice in the sky?
I believe that Laraminda's historical lens takes an hour to cast. Hold on.
It lasts. It takes an action to cast. It lasts. I think it's like 10 minutes, an hour, or 24 hours, depending on the spell level, or some.
Yes, you cast
something
at different
along those
levels to capture different amounts of time that you can view, and then you can choose to have that, play out in front of you.
Oh no! Is it a 10-minute cast?
That might be it. Hold on, let's see if I've got.
The casting isn't super long. I remember that.
So, regardless, the effect is.
Yeah, if you wanted to wait an hour to like watch, or if you want to watch an hour, then you would need to
sit there for an hour.
Sit there for an hour.
Yeah.
You see, we don't have a fast forward
it's
feature?
1 minute to cast.
1 minute.
And then at 7th level, it's 1 minute, 1 hour, or 24 hours.
Yes, the hardest part will probably be uninterrupted access of whatever part of the palace we need to.
If he could. That part makes it substantially difficult. I don't think there'd be a way to do it without tipping off the doppelganger.
I assume Laramindus probably has access to the palace. In the case of the doppelganger, we'll need something to get her out of the palace.
And this is all assuming you can get your dad's friend to do all that.
Assuming. He does enjoy learning mysteries, and I don't think it will be too hard to entice him into, especially since this was something that went on right under his nose.
I still think we should at least do some due diligence first before trying to involve higher powers. So the simple stuff, identify, detect magic. I think this group might be capable of both of those. Spell magic. I suppose.
I can detect and dispel magic.
I don't suppose anyone knows true seeing? No idea how hard that is to do.
I cannot do that.
And, of course, Zone of Truth cast by Desmin. And maybe Commune whenever he figures out how that one works.
Hey, what do you mean? I know how to do communion.
Commune?
Literally, like 5 hours ago, you said you didn't.
I had a breakthrough while trying to sort through everything.
Taxes broke me through.
Well, if anything would be a
I was
breakthrough
trying
for
to
you,
get
it
like
would be
exasperated
paperwork.
by it, though.
That's why I wanted to continue working on all this paperwork. I thought that maybe I could have another break, learn something else.
Ding, you're level 10 now.
It's all I need.
Paperwork, give me more paperwork.
Who needs experience
Ding,
when you have
more.
paperwork?
Ding.
20th level.
I am a
We
god
can
of
make we can make
paper.
him we can make him better. We have the paperwork.
Surgery approved.
Alright. Well, I think we can run through most of those options ourselves. I feel like getting some privacy and doing those, assuming they all turn. If they all come back with the result of this is the real one, then I'd be more comfortable taking it to higher forces with some evidence that we're not making just baseless claims. And if they want to do their own high-level verification, perhaps they will. But the verifier pays for us and not make us pay to have them do it. I do think getting some of those spells in order would be a good first step.
Claire,
Anyone have any
who's
thoughts?
still hugging the dog, is just going to say, so, what do you think your timeline is? All the planning and preparation versus when you do something about this person.
Well, assuming they have gesturing to the group, these spells currently available, moving to the next step, I would think later today. But it depends on what information we get from that.
And the detect and dispel magic, you're just going to go and throw that in Claire's face?
In yours. I know you've been tested thoroughly, but we didn't see it. If we can verify any of the information we do have, it'll make navigating this mire much more possible.
You're not going to burn me with Moonbeam again, are you?
No. I don't think we even have it as an option even if we wanted to. But it's why I asked about truth seeing. It's the less violent approach to that particular disguise.
So you choose to trust Morwen.
Sinat has... Do I know if Leah has ever been in the same room with Claire since the end of the war?
You don't have a way of knowing that.
Okay.
But you imagine what you know of Leah is if her powers work the way you think they do and she had been in the same room, something might have been done by now.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't have been surprised when told who the captain was.
So it seems most reasonable to assume that whoever it is, if such a disguise is what they're using, they've been careful to avoid Leah.
If we can come with our own verification of your identity, if we can reasonably take it to Lairmanis of Mage's Guild with Vulcan's connections, perhaps he'll be able to leverage his divinely chosen status to work this out, or at the very least, give us a direction to go.
I mean, he'll just be going off of needing to trust in our statements of the verification, which I don't know if that's any better than us already just trusting what Morwen and everyone did previously. I don't know why we need to duplicate as much of the testing as you're suggesting, when at the end of the day, someone's got to trust somebody. And they didn't seem like they had much reason to be lying about anything. Serena doesn't seem like she's lying about anything. I think that, I feel like this is safe to trust.
I do too, and Blair Mendes needs to verify. He easily can. He has access to a multitude of spells.
Yes, but do you intend to get them in the same room? Something tells me she's not going to be up for that, but at least not yet.
Reggie will turn to Serena. Do you want to share your story with Lara Mendes without Nalia being brought into anything? Or do you want us to go on your behalf and talk to him?
She's going to frown at this, releasing the dog, who just sort of like puddles. Just sort of like slides out of her grip and puddles, and then like springs her head up, looking around, like, do it again. And she's going to frown as she seems to be going over all of like the implications and possible scenarios in her head before responding. And she says, I think it could be enlightening for both of us to speak to him myself. Also, just one more excuse not to go straight to Nalia myself and continue preparing for that potential heartbreak. She says more as an aside than to you.
It sounded like you, Derek, had said something that was a little muffled.
Just the words pat in regards to Serena's statement.
Just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something.
Alright. Then, Vulcan, how long do you think it'll take to get a appointment, audience, lunch date, whatever you call it?
I look to Desmond. You're the one with the form. How long does it usually take?
Of course, there's a form for this.
The L4.
Reggie doesn't know about the L4.
Well, just because I have the form doesn't mean I know how long it takes. I've never said this before. I do have it filled out already, though.
There's a lot of excitement in those words. I heard this one before.
I do have it filled out already. So, it's all a matter of Lara Mendes.
Do we just take that form to the guild and say we want to go and talk to the wizard? Or
to the wizard?
The tiger's eye is gonna like slowly turn toward Desmond. Be like, yes, you take the L4 to the Mages Guild, and if the wizard is in residence, you should be able to get an audience with him. These are very exclusive forms, and many organizations have to pay a hefty sum in advance to get a certain number of them per year. The budgets of certain places are built around getting an audience with wizards of that level.
All right then.
Well, Morgan, you wanna touch that up, and I guess we'll be on our way?
We just went over the taxes, Desmond. What did you think that those 4,000 gold pieces were for? At the beginning of the year. That was what I set aside to make sure we could get access to the Mages Guild whenever we might need it throughout the year.
Wait, why do I
You know, I
have to
thought it would be bribes. You don't have to pay.
Yes,
It
that's what the form is. The form is an official bribe. Like, I don't know.
Like, Desmond's just going to be, like, embarrassed. He's like, you weren't supposed to say that. They were supposed to think
I know, but
I
he
got
wasn't.
it.
But she wasn't getting it, and
I did not realize I wasn't in on a joke.
Yes,
no, that wasn't about.
I had
Reggie
the
wasn't talking
access.
about talking to the Tiger's Eye
Oh.
when he had said that the form was a bribe. I think that was to Twilight.
I see. Tiger's Eye. It's just this. Of course it's a bribe.
Morgan, I was referring to the face paint.
Oh. Yeah. That I can
Let's
do.
see if you can beat Laramendus.
Well, we have the advantage of going the mundane route of disguise. If there's anything magical, you get screwed.
Yes, I think that's the best way to go about it. It'll be easier, probably in the long run, if at least he, at first, isn't aware of who I am. But you're going to need to really pitch getting him to use a special spell in the palace. There's no way I think I could sell that. You're known to him, yes?
Yeah, it's complicated.
You're known
never-
to him. The rest of you, though.
I know of him,
Oh.
which is almost the same thing.
Eyes go eyes. She's just going to turn back to Vulcan. They're like, we're probably going to be leaning on you a lot.
The rest of us
I
need to
will-
make a job of avoiding meeting him in any professional capacity.
Well, if Morrigan can help me put the disguise back together, and you're ready to do this later today, then I suppose that's the best scenario I can ask for. Closest I've been to closure in 10 years.
I am anxious about going to the Mages Guild.
Me too.
They're not all that bad. Some of them are pricks.
They're literally the ones responsible for banning my existence.
Maybe more of
That's
them
the
than I
very
thought
good
were pricks are pricks. There's got to be some good ones.
That raises questions. Your disguise isn't mundane. Are we going to be looking at you in the building without,
Beep, beep,
well,
beep, beep,
obviously
beep.
committing crimes? Yeah, that.
That's what has me worried.
I don't suppose you could get a message to him through less official channels? Through family or something? So that he could, I don't know, have those off for a day? Hour? Something?
I can attempt to have my father contact him, or Perhaps my Uncle Jebel, if he's still around.
And it's like, let me get this straight. You want me to turn off all of the magical alarms and security systems of the Mages Guild in Volinar for the span of 1 hour?
12 hours later, Nalia's just sitting at a desk looking at, like, magical scroll on the page in front of her going, white rabbit object. Whatever it did it all.
Well, a much more reasonable request would be to have him meet us somewhere else.
That would be the more likely thing. Desmond's already gone through so much trouble with the form.
Can we get him to go
Thank you,
somewhere else
Vulcan.
with us with the L4?
I love the L4.
Like, we go in with the form, and he's like, okay, what do you need from me? And they were like, well, first, we want to get some lunch. There's this great shawarma place down the road.
Yeah, lunch
there
meeting,
is
you know,
this great
make it
shawarma
nice and
place.
casual.
It's right next to the Dwarven Battle Bread place.
The shawarma place used to be Laramentis' favorite coffee shop before it, closed.
The coffee shop.
Where he spent the time while the party was messing with the guards.
Oh yeah, I remember. It's so good.
It's a shame that place closed down.
There might be some way to lure him out.
Coffee.
Not like he or leaves the Mages Guild.
I guess again that I'm less concerned about being able to see him. I mean, I can't speak to your legality or your disguise specifically, but I'm still less concerned about how we get in to do that safely and more concerned about how we convince him to perform a powerful spell in the palace.
Well,
I suppose that's all a problem for later.
it's kind of the same, part of the same problem. If anyone's going to do the convincing, it's Vulcan. But if we're going to get Vulcan in a meeting with him, it has to not be at the Mages Guild.
Why?
The Mages Guild is responsible for making him illegal. His only disguise is magical. I have every expectation they have things set up to detect magical disguises for the Mages Guild.
I have a question, point of order question.
Yeah.
The actual building of the Mages Guild,
Yeah.
is that city property? Or is it essentially like an embassy? Do the laws of Volinar, are they in effect within the Mages Guild?
It is a little column A, a lot of column B.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The Mages Guild,
Vulcan's
there's a
illegal in
reason,
Volinar.
I'll remind, there's a reason that Claire had to separate herself from the Mages Guild before she could take the seat of power here. That would be an act of war.
So they're a Shadowrun mega corporation.
Yeah. They are
That's why they're called mages.
they're a non-nationalized entity that is heavily depended on by multiple nations, and all of those nations need to trust that A, they're all getting the same treatment, and B, they're not helping to plot the downfall of other nations. Like, they have to be they have their own little bit of there's a lot of rules in place that keep these things in check. But yes, they can't be influenced by the nation that they're helping.
So what we really need to do is, once we're there and have introduced Vulcan to it, that we just convince him that it's not in his interest to narc on us. The narc on his nephew, really.
I mean, knowing Lara Mendes, probably
That's a hard
agree.
Yeah, the whole no narking thing is the entire thing we're kind of basing our argument on, and that he hates secrets in most any form.
This is such a long-standing assumption about him that I've never understood
I
the
was
origin
gonna
of.
say, like, these people don't know him, so it's fair
Yeah,
to
no, they
assume
don't. No,
things
it's
about
fair.
him.
He's a chosen of my own, so that's the assumption.
Yeah, it is reasonable for the people that don't know him to probably
Yes.
think that that's the. I mean, but like, it's one thing to like.
I was just always surprised that
Well,
the people who did know him kept making this assumption. It's like, okay.
Well, if
I mean,
it's gonna work for anyone,
narking on him, but like, we just need to make sure that he'll let us leave the Mages Guild and not, be jumped by the guard immediately. Like,
Getting in the
how
Mages
much-
Guild is easy. Getting out, that's the problem.
I mean, I feel like at a certain, like, if you're going through the front door, then that is actually the case.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable to be concerned about
Now,
that.
if you try to go past the front desk, that's a different question. But getting into the lobby.
okay. So then, back to the more major question: Vulcan, with what you, well, Vulcan or Serena, with what the two of you know of him, what would make for compelling arguments?
I mean, redirection's always nice.
Like, I am inclined.
If he's upset about Vulcan, make him more upset about something else.
Yeah, I actually have
That could
to.
work.
I have to walk back to a thing that was stated earlier, especially since it was stated to Claire, because she has a response. I realized to that. I mostly had her like saying out of because like a lot of times have changed, but I think this is one that she would still feel pretty strongly about. Like even with the changing times, she feels this wouldn't have changed when Twilight said, it's the Mages Guild, they're the ones who made him illegal here, and they probably have a way of detecting it. She probably, I imagine I should have said, at that point said, well, she'd kind of stare at Twilight wide-eyed, shaking her head, and say, they can't do that.
Ants or wrong?
No, I mean, they can't do that. The Mages Guild cannot create laws for the city. That's kind of the whole point. Whoever made Vulcan, illegal, it wasn't the Mages Guild. They wouldn't do that, and they can't enforce it. That's a city law. It has nothing to do with the Mages Guild. The Mages Guild is the one place in this entire city he's safe. Besides here, obviously.
Well, Vulcan, any response to that? 'Cause
My assumption had always been that they were highly influential on the decision to do that.
Nope. They had
But
nothing
I
to
have
do with
never
it.
actually spoken to Lara Mendes, so perhaps that is a misinterpretation on my part.
That's okay. You said you were a newborn. 3 years old, you said?
Yes.
There's a lot. I'm only human. And I've been here a lot longer than that, and I still make similar mistakes. It can be hard to know the hearts of others.
I know that Lara Mendes has been reticent to work with my father on any sort of magitech. That's why he's never came to see me.
That could be a personal vendetta. Interesting to know, though. Could be an angle. Think he feels any guilt about it?
I don't know. Given from what I'm been told of him. I doubt it.
Everyone's opinion of Lara Mendes is so high.
That tracks. Vulcan has had very little to do with him and thinks that's because he hates him. And Claire does hate him.
So many slanted opinions in this room.
Amazing. We are coming up on time, 30 seconds, so I'm just going to call it right there since we have a lull in the conversation anyway. But yes, we are going to figure out how and when and where the party is going to apply the pressure of their L4 form, and hopefully turn up some answers from the long in residence but rarely spoken to Lara Mendes. What an interesting cameo that will be. Until next time on Desmond's Creek.
We find out that Lara Mendes has rejoined the family raid.
Perfect.
He doesn't actually live there anymore. He's actually gone back to the circus.
Perfect.
He's a juggler.
He's a juggler. Bye, stream.
Goodbye.
Bye, stream.
Bye-bye.